Hello everyone, this is Dheeraj. Today we are going to discuss conditional statements in Python. So what is meant by conditional statements? So in the name itself we can see conditional and statements. So what are the statements we wanted to execute in Python? In certain codes, we need to apply some conditions. For example, when you are going for a water slide, so there will be some conditions. Up to this age only it will be allowed. It's like example, if it is above 18 only, we can vote for that. So like that some conditions need to be meet with a certain criteria. So then only the statements will be printed. Like this there are several statements in the Python. So we are going to see in a detailed explanation now. So these are the conditional statements. So in the conditional statements, the first one is if statement. So here you can see it is used to execute an instruction or a block of instructions only if the condition is fulfilled. So as we discussed, if the condition is meted only by the criteria, so then only the statements is going to apply. So this is the syntax where we can see. So if condition, statement, the rest of the code. So when the condition is fulfilled, the statement is going to run. And we have several conditions. So here you can simply write like this, statement 1 and statement 2 and the rest of the code. So here you can see the statements and the conditions. These are the conditions, these are the statements. So if there is any single statement, it can be written in a one line. So here is the example, if condition and statement. We will see in a flowchart way. So this is the simple explanation. Here you can see if condition, it's true, then it's going to run the block of statement. If it is false, it's going to come directly to the exit and go to the next rest of the code. We will see the implementation once. So here you can see I have given if statement. We are going to see if statement only, right? So if 5 is greater than 2, print 5 is greater than 2, then it's going to exit. I'm going to run it. Here you can see the output, 5 is greater than 2 and it is the exit. After the 5 is greater than 2, the statement, the exit is going to print. If I am changing 2 to 10 and I'm saving it and I'm running it again, so now you can see only the exit because the condition didn't pass. That's why we are not able to see the print 5 is greater than 2. It's directly exit. And going to the next one, if you are having several conditions in the next one. So if condition, block of statements, and nested if means if condition in the if condition, we are going to apply. If condition, block of statements, if condition, block of statements, and whenever we are having several conditions, we are going to utilize the nested if. So we'll see for that one also. So if I am having these two conditions need to be passed. So I will run that one. So this is the previous one, right? Here you can see 5 greater than 10. So I'm just deleting that one. So we are going to see nested if now. Why I'm getting these errors? So we'll see and run it. So here you can see in Python line 3 we are getting some errors because I have entered S here, that's why we are getting errors. So now if you see 5 is greater than 2 and exit, but it doesn't run. Why? 5 it is greater than 2, so it is passed, and next see 6 is greater than 10, no, right? So then it is going to exit. So if it is if I am giving 5 only here, so now we can see in the output 5 is greater than 2, 6 is greater than 5, and next one is exit. Like this, when you are having several conditions need to be meet, so then we can use one of the way is nested if, and we can merge those two conditions in one if statement itself. This is one of the way. So if you are using the logical operators means we have several logical operators. In that we are going to implement and or. So and or we are going to implement. So here I am giving the if condition, condition 1 and condition 2. And have you observed one thing? When you are writing the condition, after that we are giving semicolon. After the semicolon, the indentation to be maintained when you are writing statements. If you are not writing the indentation, if I am giving this print statement here, it doesn't work. It's going to give an error. So we are going to maintain the indentation without continuous the condition up to the end. So if you can observe, For this if condition, here the indentation is maintained. For this condition, here the indentation is maintained, and after the conditions directly we are coming out of the conditions and we are giving the print statement. Like this we need to maintain. And coming to the logical operators, one of the operator is and the next one is or. So the difference between and or, in condition 1 and condition 2 are fulfilled, then only the statement is going to run. Here also same thing, if the block of statements we have, if the condition 1 and condition 2, either one of these passed or one of these is met by the criteria, the statement is going to pass. For this we will see. I am just deleting the previous one. I am going to the next one. So here you can see 5 greater than 2 and 7 greater than 3. Then only it's going to print both conditions are true. So here you can see both conditions are true. But when I am giving 5 is greater than 10, the condition. So if I run this, it's directly giving the exit. So then only when the conditions are both are passed, then only we will get the output statement. If I am giving or logical operator here. So here you can see both conditions are true, because either one is meeting the criteria, then it's going to give the output. And the next one, if the statement is done or not done, there I want another statement, like when you are going for the same example, if you are going age is greater than 18, then only he can vote. Other than I wanted to give the information, extra information, why he is not voting, why he is not eligible, we can give as a else statement. If condition, if age is greater than 18, he can vote, else he is not eligible because of age criteria. We can mention like this. So here you can see a simple example, condition true if code only, it will be executed, else code will be executed. If it is false, else code will be executed, and after if means the rest of the code. For this also we will see the example. So I am just making the changes here. So for that, here you can see if 5 is greater than 2, print 5 is greater than, else print 2 is greater than 5. So we will see the output once. Here you can see 5 is greater than 2. If I am giving in the 2 place, I am giving 10, and I am changing here 10. Whatever the change I have made in the condition, I am just changing in the printing statements also. So now we can see 10 is greater than 5. So like this we can use if else statements. And going to the next one, the next condition is, we have seen if else, right? And the next one is nested if else. So we have seen nested if, right? We are combining the nested if and else also. So if condition 1, if condition 2, and we are going to print some statement. If not, statement 2 need to be printed, and I am giving this overall else for the first if condition. So we will see the detailed version of this in the explanation. So now if you see, here I have given the indentation also, I have maintained the indentation throughout the code. So a equal to 5, b equal to 2. If a is greater than b, then only print a is greater than b. If not, it will directly go to the b is greater than or equal to a, because if it is not meeting the condition, it will directly go to the else. If it is meeting the condition, a minus b greater than 2, a is much greater than b, this condition is going to also execute. If not, a is only slightly greater than b. So based on the condition which you are giving nested if, so this will be also maintained and the overall if also maintained. So we will see the output once. So what will be the output we can expect? So a is greater than b, a is much greater than b. This one came from the first if condition and this one came from the next if condition. So here you can see, if I am changing the values, 10. So we are just changing the values. Here I have used a and b as a variables, so no need of changing in the statements. So here you can see b is greater than a and directly executed. and going to the next one, if elif statements. So here you can see if and else we are writing. So to avoid that, to make the code simpler, so we are using if condition 1 statement 1 else. Elif means else plus if. So here directly going to the next condition. We are given only the statement here in the else, but here I am giving condition also with a statement elif. Else if this condition fails, going to the this condition. If this condition fails, I am going to the next condition. So this is the one of the simplest way where we can implement more number of conditions. Here you can see the example here itself, a equal to int. I am taking the input from the user and b value also. If a is greater than b, directly it will print the a is greater than b. Else if it is going to calculate the both a and b values are equal or not. If it is going to calculate, print a and b are equal. If less than values, a is less than b, like this it's going to execute. And going to the next one, if elif and else. So here you can see only the else is not there, separately else we didn't mention. Here we are mentioning the overall else also. If condition 1 and statement 1, if condition 2 and statement 2, elif condition 3, statement 3, like this we are going to mention. So here you can see the output here. The example output day, I am taking the input from the user. If day equal to Monday, it's going to print today is Monday. So I am giving statements here, today is Monday and today is Tuesday. Whatever the input is going to validate with the default condition which you have prepared in the code, it's going to execute. If not, if I didn't entered Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if I have entered Thursday, so because I didn't given Thursday here, it's going to give directly, it's going to get the else. So in the detailed version, here you can see the condition 1 is passed. If it is passed, directly it's going to print the statement 1 and going to execute. If not, it's going to validate the condition 2 and it's going to print the statement 2. If not, it's going to for the condition 3. Like this for the condition n also, and number of conditions we can exaggerate here. And if not, directly we can give the statement last, the else condition. Here you can see the statement X, right, the else condition. Directly we can implement these things. To the extension of these conditions, we have some other also. False, we have seen false here, right, and here pass, break and continue. So here you can see the syntax, pass, break and continue, right. The same syntax we are going to implement when you are using code also. So pause is used as a placeholder for the future code. So if it is a condition meet or not, it's going to pass the statement, that's all. So here you can see the outline. If condition pass, else, statements. So if for I in range of 5, if I equal to 3, pass. If not also, it will pass the directly I statement. It is just used as a placeholder. But coming to the break, if it is not meeting the condition, it's going to break there itself. Exit the nearest enclosing loop immediately. What is meant by loop we are going to see in the next sessions. While condition, if condition is break. So if condition is break, so there itself it's going to execute the loop or exit the conditions. So here you can see exit the loop when I equal to 3. So when I am iterating the loop here, I less than 6, print I. So up to I it's going to print, but I have given a condition. If it is I equal to 3, it's going to break. When it is it's going to print up to 1, 2 and 3, because I is going to start from 1 and 2 and 3. When it's going to 3, it's going to break. And going to the continue, skip the rest of the body, loop body, and continues with the next iteration. So when it's going to continue, it's going to give the pass. If condition is passed, it's going to continue for the next code. For I in range of 5, if I equal to 3, it's going to continue, then print the I elements. So this is the final one. If elif and else statement we are going to implement. If y equal to 5 and if the condition y less than 2, it's going to print less than 2. And if not, it's going to the next condition. I am not giving the else condition. Here I am implementing elif y less than 6. Then it's going to print y is less than 6 but greater than or equal to 2. Then it's going to be, if it's not meeting the condition, it's directly coming to else. Print y is, here you can see print y is 6 or greater. So we'll see the output of this. So here you can see y is, I have given y as a 5, right? So it is less than 6 but greater than or equal to 2. Whatever the condition, it's going to come to the next one. Here you can see the executed one is next one. So if I am giving 2 itself or 1, because I have taken 2 right here, so if I am giving 1, it's going to execute up to this one only. It's not going to the elif also, and it's not going to the else also. Up to now in this session we have seen conditional statements in Python. So in the upcoming sessions we are going to learn more topics in Python. Until then, keep upskilling.